Where Oprah's $10 million donation is really from?
And we're so concerned with what's happening in Maui, we thought we'd ask you to do something about it. You being other billionaires? I know, just like regular normal people. Right, okay, but you're giving 10 million. Well, we've committed to giving 10 million. What does that mean? Well, we haven't actually given it yet, but we're committed to giving it via you. Sorry, what was that? We're committed to giving the 10 million through your donations. What do you say at the end there? We'd like you to donate, and that's how we'll get to the 10 million. I thought that you already pledged the 10 million. Well, we've sort of
Pledged. I've heard this before.
committed that on behalf of you. So you haven't given 10 million, then you've just set a goal of raising it. Well, so you've committed other people's money to your own charity you just set up. With disasters like this, the number one need is money. Aren't you a multi-billionaire? Well, yes.
And she didn't become a multi-billionaire by giving away $10 million. Like, if you do that every time something bad happens, well, she'd probably still be a multi-billionaire. But the number wouldn't be as high.
Billion is 1,000 million. And you have multiple billion. Yes?
Yeah.
And you also own 2,000 acres in Maui. Don't you have both the means and the moral obligation to help the community?
Why does she own 2,000 acres in Hawaii? Why not? True, bro. Ball out. Yep. Real shit.
Don't you have both the means and the moral obligation to help the community you live in?
No, she don't live in there.
Hello? Oprah? Guys, I think she's Mitch McConnell.
That's good. Yeah, okay. She also had private firefighters on her land before the fire started. Bro, I don't know. Like, I don't... This is my opinion, is that I don't think that we should shit on billionaires for not putting their money towards fixing public problems. I think that all of this frustration should go to the government, because the government are the ones that are supposed to solve these problems. However much money you think a billionaire has, the government has 100x that and 10 million x the resources. Both what the fuck? I mean, like, you can do that all you want, but there's one group that's accountable to you and one group that's not. Some random ass fucking billionaire isn't accountable to you. What are you gonna do? Cry about it? What are you doing with that? What the fuck are you wasting your time for? Getting mad at some random ass person that they're not jumping on a white horse and coming to rescue you from a problem that they didn't even have anything to do with. It's not like Oprah started the fucking fire. Like, she's just there. Like, it's not her responsibility to do this. She didn't have any fucking reason to do that. It's the government that needs to fix the problem, because the government is the one that is responsible for the safety of the public. Oh my god, how are people so fucking dumb? People love to circle jerk and fucking sit around and talk about how bad these rich people are. Well, what the fuck? Like, they don't, that's not, like, think about how much more rich the government is. Get mad about the government. That's all there is, man. If Oprah can ask us for money, I can ask the girl. Nah, bro, Oprah asking people for money and doing, that's some fucking stupid ass shit. Like, it's stupid, Oprah's dumb for doing it, and it's cringe as fuck. But she doesn't have a, like, obligation to give them money. Get the fuck out of here. The government does. Yeah, that's it. These rich people subvert the government and largely control it, so it's kind of on them. Rich people subvert the government and control the government? Really? Well, they subvert you. That's why you keep voting for them. So why don't you wake the fuck up? And so you're advocating for more regulations, Good Guys Act? More regulations? What are you talking about? I'm advocating is if there's a natural disaster, the government should be responsible for the people. Yeah, I know, I'm this crazy fucking fascist, right? Jesus Christ. Where the fuck do some people come from? Get back in your padded room. Put your straitjacket back on. Yeah, get rid of that keyboard. You don't need that. Please. Wait, I'm agreeing with you? Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure, true. You say all this, you've been a millionaire since you were 5 years old? Damn, that's crazy. I didn't know that. I just think that people, like, I think people care more about feeling, like, I think people care more about feeling righteous indignation for thinking that something is unfair and then getting mad at somebody more than actually solving a problem. Like, I don't think a lot of the people actually care about solving the problem. They just care about looking at a person that they don't like or a group of people that they don't like and saying, hey, you know, this problem could be maybe made better by this group of people, so let's shit on them for that reason. I think it's stupid. Defending a billionaire is an L-tag? I don't think people should be treated differently because of the amount of money they have. Yeah, I don't think that they should. Why the fuck not? Because everybody should be treated equally. It'll never happen. Well, it doesn't give you an excuse to just make up bullshit to get mad at people. Bro, it's such a lame take. They only make money off the blood and sweat of poor people. How's that being treated equally? So like, because they, so what do you mean? Because they make money off of other people, it's not equal? Well, nobody is really equal, but I think people should not be expected, like, you can't really go and expect somebody to go out of their way to do something just because they have a lot of money. It's like the entitlement that some people have is just astronomical. It's mind-boggling that people have this level of entitlement that they think that they can go into somebody else's life, into somebody else's house, and tell them, actually, no, I have the moral authority to tell you what you should do with your money. Get the fuck out of here. It's such a weird thing to say. Tax him? Yeah, tax him. You want to tax him? Go ahead. But taxing him does exactly what I said. It makes it the government's responsibility, just like I said from the fucking beginning. So you're saying I'm right. Still won't defend a billionaire, but isn't my responsibility to police your view? I don't think that you should look at people categorically like that. I think that's a very dangerous way of thinking, and it's not productive, it's not healthy, and all it does is dehumanize individuals, and it creates ideological forms of thinking that do not solve problems. Categorizing and then removing certain privileges or expectations, or assigning extra privileges and expectations to groups of people because you view them as being bad is bad. How they acquire that wealth there? You're so close. They acquire that wealth by doing something that other people willfully agree to. Like, Oprah didn't go, like, it's not like Oprah had slaves make her show. She's not making people watch the show. People watch the show because they want to watch the show. She earned that fucking money. What are you talking about? Yeah, Oprah's not stealing. She didn't steal the fucking money. Get out of here. It's so weird. Anyone defending the stake isn't class conscious? That's all people are, is class conscious. They think that that's what their whole life is about. And I get that. Like, I've been in that position too. But just because you're in a certain position doesn't mean that you just get to write and invent new rules for people based off of your own arbitrary criteria and then get angry at other people because they don't want to play along. Yeah, she did a lot of horrific shit, bro. Oprah did a lot of horrific shit. Okay. She skinned people alive. She killed my family. She ate babies. She's not real. She's a lizard. War crimes? Oh man. Hey yo, Oprah, like, I actually, you know what? I don't know if I like her anymore. People without money are always trying to police what rich people do with theirs for some reason. Yeah, of course, because it's all about having a moral high ground. That's all it is. For 95% of the population, their economic class is literally the most important part of their existence. Oh, I bet it is. It definitely is. But just because it's the most important part of your existence doesn't give you the right to hate other people for not being in the same position that you are. That's like such a negative, toxic mindset. And like, I cannot imagine a person that has that mindset ever being successful in anything. It's like, you can have a mindset like that's whatever, but like, just don't expect other people to like bend down and fucking pat you on the back because you hate people because they have something you don't have. Why would you categorize it as hate? Because you are taking a group of people and then you are shitting on them because they are not doing something that they are obligated to do. And I also think that it does a tremendous disservice to actual accountability. Because the government is the one that should be accountable. However many billions Oprah has, that's nothing compared to what the government has. The government has all the resources, they have all the power, they have all the infrastructure, they have everything. And so, Whenever you go and you get mad and you're wasting your energy complaining about why Oprah isn't taking her own personal money and fixing a problem that she didn't even cause, what you're doing is you're filling up space and creating noise around the people that are taking everybody's fucking money and not fixing the problems. I absolutely hate billionaires and other CEOs for being greedy fucks and suppressing wages whenever they make record money. Okay, then do something about it. Go do something about it. Go change the laws. Go get together with other people and change the laws. You can do that. No way, you can. Yeah, that's actually what you can do. Isn't it crazy? Because that's so easy? Okay, well, yeah, I know. It's hard for you to do that, so it's easier for you to, like, instead just sit on the internet of a chat room and then complain about it. Oh, I know, it's way easier for you, and that's why you're in the position you're in. That's the whole point. You cry and complain and do nothing, and then nothing ever changes. Yeah, of course it's hard to do. No fucking shit. Like, there's never been a time in history where there's ever been, like, a big societal change that did not come with a tremendous amount of friction. Should we ask people who make literally 1,000x less than her to donate their money? Of course people are going to get mad at that. Yeah, I think that's stupid. I just don't think I don't think that she's got any responsibility to spend the money. Yeah, I said that was stupid. We're already past that. Crazy how people actually have power, but we'd rather sit around and talk about nothing. Yeah, of course, because the reason why people don't want to acknowledge that they have power is because if they acknowledge that they have power, then they also acknowledge that they're not using it because they're not, like, causing anything to happen. They're not changing anything. Most people, at least, right? Like, most people, their idea of activism is liking a tweet. Like, that's about as far as they go. And so, like, these people, like, they get angry that somebody else isn't picking up their cross and fucking carrying it. They want everybody else to go and carry their fucking cross while they sit around on the internet and act morally superior because they complain about the same things. You're so dismissive of their issue, just assume poor people can change laws by voting in a broken system? Whenever the system is controlled and rigged by trillions of dollars, so gross? Go tell that to somebody in China or Russia. Go tell them that elections don't matter. Go ahead. Go to fucking China and say that you're Russia, that, like, oh yeah, no, we everything's rigged and we don't have any power. Get the fuck out of here. I don't live in China. Yeah, exactly. Because you don't know what that really feels like. Just invent a reality whenever there's actual instances and cases of people that genuinely don't have power in the world, and it doesn't look anything like the United States. Nice straw man. No, it's a fact. It's a fact. It's in reality. Powers in your hands to change your own life. Yeah, exactly. Just because it's bad in China doesn't mean the US is a shithole. Bro, you think that being able to have the freedom to vote for what you want is being in a shithole? This is one of the best places in the world to be able to actually vote for shit that you want. You are insane. So your stance is fuck poor people correct because they could just easily become a millionaire if they tried? Bro, you're too emotionally attached to this argument. You're getting in your feelings. What are you getting in your feelings for, bro? It's got nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with poor people. You're thinking with your emotions. Think logically. It's weird. I'll talk about this for like 5 more minutes, and we're gonna look at some of this other shit. Watch the new Godzilla thing? Yeah, I heard about that. Happy to speak. Your nice topics are hot, get people into trouble. I don't care. Like, there's nothing wrong with what I'm saying. I know I'm right. I know I'm not saying anything wrong. It's common sense. And at the end of the day, here's the thing. People are gonna cry and they're gonna get mad at what I say, and they're gonna go to bed and wake up the next day and nothing's gonna fucking change. That's what it is. And so, like, how should I feel bad because people are mad at me whenever they're the ones that have to live the fucking life? A turning point in society, woke opinions have flipped the narrative, start catering to people's feelings too much, it took it too far. It's not about woke shit at all. It's just about people trying to find an excuse for why their life isn't their fault. People try to always find a reason why somehow the position that I'm in is some other person's fault. And you know what? It probably is to some extent. But there's nothing that you can do about it, and it's not going to change. So all you do is cry about this and get pissed off and try to get angry about people on the internet typing up shit in caps lock like anybody gives a fuck what you're even saying. It's like you're typing out like 2 paragraphs in a chat room that goes like this, bro. Like, you think you're doing anything with your fucking life? You're wasting your time. You're wasting your life. You're not gonna do anything doing this, crying about this shit. I'm sorry, guys, but it is pathetic. What's the reason you address these people here instead of your main? Well, I haven't been on my main at all. I talk about this shit on my main all the time. Yeah, you're trying to give knowledge to people that don't want to get better? No, of course not. They don't want to get better. You haven't earned a single thing in your life, looking at their life. There are people who have nothing, have given you everything for you to say that. Bro, it's not about earning things. Like, what do you give a fuck about earning something for? Like, that's the total, like, what? That's the wrong mindset to have. About, like, earning and deserving things. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you deserving and earning things? Like, what kind of a world do you think you fucking live in? Earning things. Just, oh, well, I worked really hard on this. I deserve it. Oh, I deserve this. I earned this. Well, it doesn't matter if somebody can take it away from you, can it? It's just such a fucking childish opinion. You don't own shit if somebody can take it away from you. The only thing we're entitled to is death. Yeah, and taxes, apparently, right? You must be a huge fan of quota-based affirmative action, then? What the fuck does that have to do with it? You trying to change the perspective so I'll talk about your hobby horse social issue? You want me to talk about your social issue instead? Is that it? Problem with billionaires, they have strong connections with the government. Some of them have so much influence in decisions. That's why most people don't like them. It's unhealthy worrying about things you can't change. I think, you know what I fucking think? I think that the billionaires do have a ton of control. And I think that a lot of the people are so fucking stupid that these billionaires can just play mind games with them. And then every fucking 2 or 4 years, they put 2 dumb fucks against each other to convince poor people that they're voting against the bad guys, but they're just voting against another bad guy. Or voting for another bad guy. This is what happens every fucking time. Because most people are fucking stupid. And they're gonna... most people... Here, I'll give you a very, very... this is my perspective of people, okay? Is that whenever I used to do guild decisions, if I wanted to do something that was against people's best interest and in my favor instead, you know what I would do? Is I would put it to a vote. Because you can always rely on stupid people to vote against their own self-interest. It always happens. People are so easy to take advantage of and manipulate. And because of that, that's why we keep having this problem. And it's not going to change. So you can cry and get mad about it all you want. It's not going to matter. The only thing you can do, solve the problems yourself. You have to admit you're a bit of a wealthy nihilist. What's this here? The position you're coming from is a very interesting one. Bro, if you go back 10 years ago and you look at the stuff that I said 10 years ago, guess what it was? It was the same stuff. I said the exact same thing. I've been saying the same thing for the whole time. Mentality is why revolutions happen. Eventually poor people get fed up with being blamed for problems that have been orchestrated by rich people. No, they don't. They just start a war, send a bunch of the poor people off, kill them, and then that's it. Or they pay half the poor people to kill the other half of the poor people, and then the problem solves itself. No, it's not going to happen. You can jerk yourself off with that opinion all you want. It's not reality. Same as it ever was. Yep, there it is. Same as it ever was. You can only deal with yourself. You can only solve your own problems. I'm not talking about wars started by rich people. I'm talking about governmental overthrowing. How do you think they stop the governmental overthrows? They create secondary problems that unite people against it so it distracts them from internal issues. No fucking shit. Wouldn't that be what you'd do if you were in charge? I mean, that's what I would do. That'd be smart. Well, this question, are people so stupid and easy to manipulate? What kind of power do we have against billionaires who have near unlimited influence? You have infinite power over your own situation. Well, not infinite, but you have a lot of power over your own situation. And at the end of the day, there are a lot of things in life that I think should not be the way they are, but you have absolute power over your own situation. You can decide what you want to do. You can decide what you don't want to do. No, you don't. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You don't have, you can't be a walrus. There are limitations. You can't be a walrus. You can't be a tree. You can't be a stop sign. There are some things that you can't be. You can't be an attack helicopter. That's it. But other than that, you can do what you want to do. You can teach yourself. There are resources on the internet that will allow you to teach yourself almost anything in the whole world. People now have more resources to be successful, in my opinion, than any other time in history. I think success is more of a meritocracy, much more now than it ever has been in the past. I think living in today's day and age is the best time to ever be alive in human history, and it is continuing to get better. Literal golden age. Yeah, exactly. There's Harvard lectures uploaded to YouTube, literally. Yeah, and people say they can't figure out what to do. And it's not that they can't figure out what to do. They're worried that, like, there's not somebody that's telling them what to do. And being like, oh, well, you know, like, I'm just gonna, like, make everything super easy for you. Yeah, you're right. You just said nobody deserves anything. Do you or do you not believe in meritocracy? So much contradiction. People only deserve what they can take, and I think that the fixation on whether you deserve something or not is unhealthy, because either you have something or you don't. And meritocracy is always going to be, to some degree, not real, because everybody enters into a competition with different, like, benefits and advantages, right? So it's never really meritocracy, but it's something that's closer to that than, let's say, whenever the king appoints his cousin as the general of the war, right? And so that's really the difference. So things are better, but it's not a complete, clean meritocracy. And I think people have more opportunity now than ever before. Upward movement in the U.S. is best in the world. I don't know if it's the best in the world. I have no knowledge on that. People get too numb to being able to access near anything that they horseshoe around feeling like they have nothing. Well, the reason why is because again, everything that people do, my opinion, right, is that everything that people do usually has some sort of reason to, like, reaffirm their own life. You know, a lot of opinions that people have, most people don't hold opinions that paint themselves in a bad light. So most people's opinions and values, might makes right, doesn't equal meritocracy. Yeah, it doesn't. You're right. But it's not about might makes right or anything like that. It's about just making it work for yourself. And you have more autonomy to do that than any other time. And that's what I'm saying. Life expectancy is lowering in the US, but it's the best time ever. Please explain this to me. Life expectancy is lowering? I don't know why that's happening. I don't know anything about medical stuff or chemistry. I don't care about it at all. I have no interest in it, so I can't even begin to explain it. Yeah, people, I mean, is it because people are fat? Like, I mean, that's what I would assume, but, like, I don't know. Life expectancy and middle class wealth are dropping. Oh, yeah, that's been happening for, like, 10 years. Probably longer than that. But, yeah, anyway, I just think people always, you know, they get too focused and too angry and indignant and feeling good about shitting on somebody that's not them, you know, and it's just, it's pointless. It's pointless. It goes nowhere. It does nothing. There's no positive outcome to it. It's just a waste of time. People are addicted to cathartic rage on the internet. Yes, they are. And trying to, like, argue and, like, all this, like, is like a little fucking, oh no, this isn't true, it's actually not my fault. Like, what are you doing with your fucking life getting mad about this shit? It's so sad. From a good perspective, most people will not want to listen. No, they never do. They never do. But the funny thing to me is that it doesn't matter how mad people get. It's still true. And it doesn't make a difference how many like arguments and essays they type up about why it's actually not bad that they're spending all day on Reddit, and like how like, well, you know, whenever they were growing up there were like these bad things that happened to them, and it's like because it really just doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it just doesn't matter. Like it does, like nobody cares. It's not going to change anything. Like the world's not going to conform and move around this. That's it.